Bears Wilson.
My name's Dylan Moore.
I'm Hannah.
Gabriel Anderson.
Alex Mendelson.
Justin Murray.
Lauren Coverstone.
My name is Claire.
Christopher Carmen.
Bijan K.
Carol Days.
Evan Carey.
Anthony Altizer.
Juan Luis Chenin Perez.
Ryan DiBenedetto.
Vanessa Grace.
My name is Derek Gaines.
I've lived in Jacksonville for 63 years, the total of my life.
And I've been here for 7 years, I think now. I'm
Born from Jacksonville.
I just moved here 5 days ago.
Since I was 10.
I was born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida. I've lived here my whole life.
About 3 years.
Born and raised in Jacksonville.
Down here when I was 19 years old, and I've been here ever since.
Around 5 months.
I've lived in Jacksonville for 4 years now. I've lived on St. John's Bluff, and now I live beachside.
I live in a marina.
The Orange Park area.
Oakley.
Oh, north side.
South side.
South side.
West Side.
The west side.
Baldwin.
Queens Harbor.
Ocean Way area.
Mandarin.
Mandarin. Neptune Beach.
Avondale.
Downtown Jacksonville.
I would say diverse.
Diverse. Very diverse.
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 Awesome.
Comfortable.
Calm.
Home.
Different.
Little shit.
A hidden gem.
Eclectic.
I would say beautiful.
Adventurous.
Recluse. Hot.
Big.
I don't want to say desperate, but what's a good word for like not knowing your identity? I'd probably have to say the people.
Everyone's just really friendly, open to talking. I've got to experience a lot more about other people than I did not get from my hometown.
The diversity. A lot of people think of Jacksonville as like kind of like a hick place because we're so close to Georgia, and that's not true at all. My boss at Home Depot was from Transylvania, which I thought was so cool. The diversity, different types of people all coming together at once.
So, like, one thing I always say about Jacksonville, like, for the Jumbo Shrimp, Iceman, for all of those AAA, Farm League, whatever you want to call them, teams to be so successful here in Duval County, I think it speaks to, you know, just the people here in Jacksonville and how, regardless of it being a professional team or a AAA team or a Farm League team, people still come out and enjoy themselves.
There's a lot of different things to do. We have a beach. We have a whole city. We have all these different suburbs with different types of vibes, so you can find people of many different walks of life.
But there's a ton of neighborhoods and a ton of different people. I mean, you can be in the hipster area in Riverside, you can be downtown, you can be in the suburban area, but each neighborhood has its own little characteristics, its own special pizzazz.
It's just not consistent. I think I like to change the pace kind of things. Like one day it's like super homey, go to the other side of town super country, then it's super live at Saturday nights.
Shit, I'm from Philly, so everything about it different. Like, I can't go to the beach, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is great.
It's a town that is sort of growing, but it's still calm, and you have so much things to do. I consider it a great place to be.
Jacksonville is a big city, yet it's a small city. It's just home.
You watch people work through it and try to make the best of whatever situation they're in. We've come a long ways from where we have been. It's a quiet city for the most part. Even walking through this park, you'll meet people, and if you come often enough, they'll kind of expect to see you.
Coming from New York, I was an iron worker for 11 years. It's just, it's stress-free for me right now.
Jacksonville in general is actually a completely underrated city. When I came down here, my perceptions of Jacksonville was not probably the best. Right? It's actually like starting to rebuild, and they're doing a lot of different things here.
It's a small town feel in a bigger city with a lot to do.
I think one of my favorite memories is just moving into my apartment up here, honestly. For some reason, it just felt like home.
It's right over there at the Ed Ball building. When my father was head of security on New Year's, he took me to the top of the building and we watched the fireworks.
Honestly, the music scene. When I first got to Jacksonville, it was the first thing I kind of dove into, being a musician myself.
Getting thrown out of the Ritz.
Probably just meeting a
all my friends that I know now up at the skate park.
And we'll rent those scooters and we'll ride all through Jacksonville. It's really cool. It kind of makes me feel like I'm living in New York City, but a lot less people. So it's very calm and serene.
I guess just spending time with Sean in Riverside. There's a lot of fun stuff to do. There's a lot of good bars and restaurants and parks.
Just chilling off the St. Johns River, that's something that I really enjoy.
Girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, came down to visit. We were talking about starting a life together. It actually happened over at Kickbacks over in Riverside.
Probably the sunset. The sunsets and sunrises here are fantastic.
Ray Charles came to our city, and I got to take my little brother with me, and I got to share that experience with him and taking my little sister with me to the ballet.
When I was a teenager, the Jackson 5 came to Jacksonville. That was actually my first concert, and that's a really good memory.
Florida, Georgia, of course. So I've gone to like the past 3 years.
When we got the Jaguars. I'm a big Jaguars fan.
I think that Jacksonville has a lot of opportunities.
People want to see legitimate changes. They want to see things happen.
I think a reduction in violent crime. I think people need to be nicer to each other. We just need to look after each other more.
The violence, mostly the violence. One, we gotta make downtown a lot better. Like downtown is way too many homeless, way too bummy, way too trash. Like it's just like we actually take pride in the downtown area.
Downtown area the most. I think that's where it needs to work.
There's not a lot of stuff in the city. I would want the city to like offer more for the people instead of just office buildings and stuff, because I'd want to be able to take my kids in the city because I really like the city myself.
There's a lot of homeless here, and it's really sad.
Turn the heat down a little bit. That's it.
A lot more places need to invest in AC.
Well, it's growing, it's increasing in veganism, but we need more places to eat.
I think that the diversity is bringing about a lot of change in a lot of situations that have been negative. What needs to happen is we need to be more inclusive of everybody. I don't have to like what you do to love you.
I would like to see people be more proud of the city and not trash it.
There's an old mindset of people, of class of people, and that needs to change.
I wouldn't say race relations is bad, but we need to integrate communities more because there's definitely a separation, and with that, inequalities.
So unless you are on the south side, there's a feel here that there's just not a lot to do. I can say if I was Caucasian here in Jacksonville, there's tons to do, tons of places to go. South side, north side, San Marco, Riverside, so on and so forth. But again, as African Americans in this community, I will say that there is a lack of diversity in the things that we get to do.
I would like to see the different pockets and the different communities in Jacksonville kind of get together and collaborate a little bit more. Better public transportation would also help with that. But yeah, I think if all the little pockets of Jacksonville came together, we could be a really incredible force to be reckoned with.
I just like the whole area of Mandarin a lot.
My old neighborhood, Bishop Circle, and behind it, the soccer field and the forest behind it. Me and my friends would hang out every day. We'd go through there, make memories. You know, it's just special to me.
Durkeeville area, my grandparents lived in that area. They lived on 9th and Whitner, and we used to walk everywhere. So we could walk up to the park, the ball field up there. We could walk around to Jefferson Street, to the parks, to the pool. We could walk just about anywhere. So, but I love it because it even with the growth, it still feels like home.
Neptune Beach, considering how close I am to it, and the other would be the gym that I'm opening. Through the lifting community, it's a very, very well-known gym. We've had the Mountain on Game of Thrones. His name is Thor. He's been in our gym. The lifting community is a very tight-knit and close community.
The beach, just anywhere near water. I love being near water. Boneyard Beach, and that one it's incredible for taking pictures. It has all these old deadwood trees that have washed up on shore.
Probably like Chamblin's. When I was younger and I used to drink and stuff like that, there was 5 Points and all of that. That's just that's time and place kind of stuff. But like Chandler's Book Mines is kind of like a universal thing. Like you can always hang out there. I produced some independent films, and we shot there.
The chicken window on Myrtle, man. You don't know about that. You don't know about that. The chicken window on Myrtle.
Atlantic Beach Rotary Park. That's one of my favorite parks. I have a ton of memories growing up there because I grew up at the beach, but I've moved around Jacksonville so much.
Downtown, actually, lots of the venues that I play are down there by the Elbow, and it was the first place I saw a show too. So it was and will be called Underbelly.
Kona is the oldest skate park in the world. They filmed a Vans and a Thrasher video there, and my dad actually was one of the first people to skate it back in the early 70s. So it's a really special place to him, special place to me. We kind of bonded over skating. So Kona Skate Park's the place to go.
I would say Big Talbot Park. I used to do sunrise hikes there all the time with my puppy dog. And one time I was there and it was winter, it was chilly, I had my tea, and I saw a pod of dolphins. And I mean, they were right there.
Landing in downtown Jacksonville. I used to go, they used to have a lot of events there as a kid. They had free concerts. I saw a red jumpsuit apparatus there. They're actually from Jacksonville, I believe.
I just love the marina we're in now.
Oh, I like the rail trail that goes from, I believe, Pritchard Road out into Baldwin. It's very nice. You can walk or run or bike on it.
It's gonna sound crazy, but the Buckman Bridge. Like I said, when I first moved here to Jacksonville, I lived in Oakleaf, and my job was at UNF. And it's just the Buckman Bridge to me was kind of like always like I'm leaving home and I'm coming home.